Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. I am so excited to do a 2-for-1 Tuesday today. We're doing a couple of lives. I'm going to get started with my first guest once she joins. We'll get started right away. But it's exciting because I've never done like two lives in one day like this. So we'll see how this goes. And my guest just joined. So let's get her the on the line. Give me 1 second. Hey, Erica. So let's get her going in the live because this is going to be a fun one. So while she's getting on the a little bit about Erica, if you don't know, she's an actress, poet, DJ, and producer. She's been featured on Law and Order, Criminal Intent, and True to the Game Trilogy. Everybody give a warm welcome to Erica Peeples.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How are you? This is so cool doing a live where you can like see people talking to you and see what they have to say. I love it.
Absolutely. It's a great way. I try to encourage any celebrity that comes on and does an interview with me to go ahead and let's get on this live because you got a lot of fans right here, you know?
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I received that.
Of course. So I did my homework on you. And first thing that I found interesting, I don't know if you know, I'm here in Chicago. So you were born.
I love Chicago, by the way. You know, I'm Midwest all day.
Yes, and you're not far, and you grew up not far from here in Michigan.
I did. So Mount Clemens, Michigan is where I actually grew up.
Okay.
And it's a small town right outside of Detroit. I loved it. Loved growing up there. And yeah, so Chicago, but I actually went to Columbia in Chicago for a year.
Did you?
I did. So I went there first. So I love Chicago. I don't love that cold, but I do love Chicago.
What's your favorite thing to do while you're here in Chicago?
So definitely have to get Garrett's popcorn.
Girl.
That's a must. I just love going downtown, taking a boat out around the city. It's so beautiful, you know. I just love it's so aesthetically beautiful. I just love Chicago in general.
Yeah.
And, you know, go to good restaurants, have some good food. All of that is really, really important.
Yeah, luckily you got up out of here because the food will get you like me, okay? Get them pounds on.
Okay. But you know, I love to eat, so I'll work out extra hard just so I can eat.
Girl, it's a struggle because Chicago got that fattening girl food for you.
Exactly, but it's the good food though.
Yes, it is so tasty. It is so tasty. So my question to you is, you know, growing up in the Midwest, how did you start wanting to get into acting?
So I wanted to act since I was 6 years old. I told my mom when I was 6 that I wanted to act. And so my mother and father put me in acting classes. And I started when I was 6. And then I was in a youth theater called Mosaic in Detroit. From there, I went to Columbia in Chicago. And then from there, I went to Juilliard.
Wow. Okay, so talk to me about 6-year-old Erica. Like, what did you see on TV that was like, Mommy, I want to act? Like, what was the...
So the first thing I watched was Kids Incorporated.
Okay.
That was the first show, though. I don't know if anybody ever heard of that. Or in Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my favorite show. And I was a kid. And I was like, oh, my God, I want to be on that show. I want to be a kid actor. But then I watched What's Love Got to Do with It with Angela Bassett. And when I saw that, I was like, that's who I want to be. That's what I want to do. And that's where it started.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you did all the necessary steps. You know, Columbia's a very artsy school, if people don't know, here in Chicago. You got into acting classes. So your journey started at 6.
It did. My journey started at 6 years old, and I just kept going. I didn't stop.
What were some of the challenges, you know, not only being a female, but a Black woman?
You mean now? You mean now or as a kid?
Just along throughout the journey, because I mean, I, you know, have had my career in journalism, and there is still, yes, now challenges that I face at a different level, but like trying to get into it, you know?
So the biggest challenge, I think, is that women don't have the same opportunities that men do. Thank you. Excuse me one second, it's a little hot in here. I got the heat on. I don't know. But that women don't have the same opportunities that men do, and so I feel like we have to work extra hard to prove ourselves. There's a lot of competition sometimes between women, and so instead of supporting each other and lifting each other up, we tend to combat each other, and that kind of sets us back a little bit, because if we would stick together and really work together, we could achieve more. So I think, and then the pay grade, like that's probably the biggest challenging part, is that we don't get paid as much as men do. So that is always fighting for your worth. My worth as a woman is probably the most challenging part.
Now, are you a very outspoken person? I know sometimes I have trouble like speaking up. And so that at times, especially in the industry, sometimes you do want to be like, okay, but you're afraid that that may squander another opportunity moving forward. So in those times of challenges, or you feel like, okay, I'm not being paid what I should be, do you speak up? Or
I feel like definitely I speak up, but I let my work show for itself first. So it's kind of like being the underdog in the industry for a very long time, until finally you break through and people see you, and I have a reason to speak up for my work, because my work ethic, and you see what I can produce. So I think I'm definitely someone who always speaks my mind and is assertive in what I deserve, but I also work really hard so that my work speaks for itself.
Gotcha. So let's talk about your debut role,
Talk about.
which was on Law and Order: Criminal Intent. So when you landed that role, how was that for you? Were you super nervous? Were you like, yes, finally, all this work paid off, or all of that?
Well, it's interesting because Law and Order is kind of your rite of passage when you graduate from Juilliard. Like anyone who gets on Law and Order out of school, it's like, okay, you made it. Now you're on to being a professional actress. So I feel like that was my initiation into the industry, in a sense. But it was a little scary. It was exciting, and it was also very scary because they threw me in there. It's like you book the role, then you go on set, and it's like, okay, you need to know what you need to do. The director tells you move here, move there, and that's it. And you got to figure it out. But luckily, I had seasoned training, and I knew how to like make sense of what the director was saying to me for me. So then my acting skills came through.
And then you had like a huge leap, Erica, because this is like unheard of, right? You do Law and Order, and like you said, it's kind of like, hey, the rite of passage for actors. Like if you get on there, you're gonna land something big. And then you did. You ended up doing True to the Game, your feature film, and that started in I believe 2016?
2016, 2017, around that time. It was a huge leap, but I feel like I had been working hard for so long. I had done a lot of off-Broadway. I did a lot of theater. I did some commercials. I did some small independent films, but that was the first initiation for people to see, to give myself some visibility to the world of that I'm here and I'm showing up, because it was my first time having a lead role where I carried the movie. Yeah, so that was huge. Yeah, and it was such an honor and a privilege, and I focused on that, telling the truth of the story and being genuine in my work.
Yeah, so let's talk about True to the Game, okay? Your character, Gina. I would say there's some parallels with your character, because that character seems like very artsy, and like I read earlier, you are a poet.
Yes, I am. I love writing. I love poetry. And I'm publishing a poetry book that should be coming out in 2022.
Oh, I love it.
That's exciting. Yes, I love poetry.
So I saw kind of how, because I went through the whole trilogy, and how on True to the Game, Gina's reciting her poetry too.
What's interesting is in part 2 of True to the Game, I inserted some of my actual poetry into the movie.
That's what I was going to ask you. Some of your own personal poetry in there. So the director allowed you to bring parts of you, Erica Peeples, into Gina, what were some other ways or some other things about you that is brought into this character?
Well, I feel like as far as Gina trying to find herself and grow as a woman and continue to have her independence and being recognized as an artist, besides being in love, but Gina Erica is someone who just wants all the best things in life. She wanted to be happy. She wanted to be out of, out of the gang and street scene, but she ended up falling in love with the biggest drug dealer in town, in the city, because she always led with her heart. And I feel like that's the innocence of Gina and the purity of who she is, of, leading with her heart is very connected to who I am as Erica, the person.
So let me ask you, if you were friends with Gina, your
Mm-hmm.
character, what's some advice that you would give her, because she is involved now with Kedar's drama.
Dear, it's okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
With his,
Um, the
but
advice that I would give Gina now is lead with your heart, but be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the choices that you make, because being in love may not be as pretty as you think it's going to be. It may not save the day, but in the end, it always comes true. Like, your dreams will come true if you lead with your heart. But Gina, girl, be careful. Be careful.
okay,
That's what I would say.
and that's applicable to True to the Game 3. If you
Yes,
just start with,
absolutely. Because I feel like in the end, Quadir came back. So her dream, her love kept him alive and brought him back to her. But at the same time, because of her love for Quadir, her family and Gina is now in a heap load of trouble, because
yes,
she's got to go and she's got to deal with all of these gangsters and all these people trying to come after the money.
how,
And so, I don't want to give too much away because you got to go see the movie.
yeah,
But yeah,
of course, but I'm interested how she is going to get through this drama, because Gina was on a path. I mean, she's going to school, bettering herself, and now, wapow.
exactly. Exactly. Now it's like, okay, Gina, you finally got the love of your life back. You guys can't live in bliss for too long because Bria's in trouble. So go back to Philly, and then everything happens. It's a whirlwind. It's a
It's
whirlwind.
it's going to be a whirlwind. Okay, someone commented, asked, and I'm going to let you give this answer. When is
Okay.
the uh, True
Mm-hmm.
3 dropping?
True to the Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's out right now. It's
Oh,
in
see,
theaters.
that's
It's
what
in
I.
theaters right now. This is the second weekend. We did so good in the box office the first weekend. So everyone needs to go out right now. Get your tickets on Fandango. It's at most AMC's near you. Go see the movie. It's dropped.
Okay, that and I want to know before we leave, because I know I don't have that much time with you, but
Mm-hmm.
before you go, so this trilogy has really been, you've picked up a huge fan base with it. People love you in it. So I know this one it's challenging, because you're this character is going through some ups and downs, but I want to know, what is a movie or a type of film that you would like to do, and who would you like to work with?
Oh, so many people. Um, I would love to do action movies. Um,
Okay.
that's one of my biggest long-term goals, is to do an action movie. I would love to work with Charlize Theron. She's one of my favorites. Definitely Viola Davis. She went to Juilliard as well. Um, all the greats. I'd like to work with all the greats. Throw some Denzel in there. I'll take him in the movie. But some new young people. Like, I would love to work with a close friend of mine who I went to Juilliard with. Her name's Nicole Bahari. I always admired her work, and I would love to do a little scene with her. So that'd be great. But other than that, I love historical pieces, and I would love to do tell stories that inform our people and give some culture and some life to our history. So I
Yeah,
would love to do period pieces.
that is awesome. I
Yeah.
love learning all this information about you, Erica. And I'm going to
Thank you.
answer one of your fans asked a really good question, and I saw it come through, and I want to kind of give him an answer. Oh, so did you watch the movie yet? And this was from Sky, or no, actually, that wasn't targeted towards you. So we'll move on.
It's okay. It's okay.
So somebody asked, Sharice J said, is Gadget really gone or is she coming back too?
I will say she's gone for now. She's gone for now. I don't know. We never know. You don't know what True the Game 4 is going to bring, so I can't tell you. As far as I know, as far as Gina knows, Gadget is gone.
Wait, Erica, you just said there's going to be a 4?
Well, there's a I mean, you never know. You never know. As long as our fans keep showing up, we'll keep going. We'll keep showing up for you.
Okay, because Sky Gemini did. She said, will we have a part 4? That's who I was looking for, Sky's question. So we kind of got
I will say that there's something in the works.
Okay.
So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, so it's something in the works.
But let's focus on 3 now. We need everybody to get out there, support, and love 3 so that there can be a 4.
Okay. Yes, let's do that.
Exactly.
I hope we didn't tell too much. So my last question, I know somebody said so many more questions. I love you, Therese. I know I'm trying to get it all in, but because I don't have that much time. But my last question for you is like, what's next for your career? I know that you're working on True to the Game and there may be a 4, but outside of that, anything else? I know with the poetry too, you mentioned that.
Yeah, so I do have a movie coming out, which is through BET. It's called Trophy Wife, and everyone should tune into that. An amazing cast. It's going to be, it's probably one of my favorites so far. Definitely look out for that. It should be coming out around April on BET. It's called Trophy Wife. I have a series coming out called House of Vicious that I did with Tammy Roman and Kim Fields, and it's really good. So I'm excited about that. That should be coming in 2022 as well. And I have a few more things in the works that I can't quite talk about yet, but just look out for me, support me, and watch what I'm doing because I have a few things coming.
Okay, and I have one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know, do you say hi to him?
Can I say hi to?
Yes.
To who?
Eddie Uptown. He's in the comments. He said, ask Erica, can she say hi to
Well, hi, Eddie Uptown. Absolutely, I can say hi to you. Hi. Thank you for supporting. Did you go see the movie?
That's the question.
That's the question of the day. Did you go see the movie?
Support Black folks, people.
Yes, it's important. It's important, and especially in the first couple of weeks, so that we have the box office numbers. And we're in the running right now, so keep us up there so that we can have a 4 or 5 and keep, making amazing movies.
All right, absolutely. And I got another one. Mika
says,
are you playing, I'm going to say, basketball in any of these roles?
Am I playing basketball?
They said
no, but I can play. So let's have another Love and Basketball. How about that?
Wait. You can play for real?
I mean, I can hold my own now. I wouldn't say I'm a basketball player.
Okay.
But I did put it on my IG a couple days where I beat a couple of my friends in the basketball game. I'm just saying. Don't mean to brag, but I got skills.
So you got dunking skills?
I got my own say I can dunk, but I can make it in the basket. We can do that. We can make it in the basket.
Okay, cool. I love this. All right, I think, guys, this is all that I could get. I had until 2:35 to get it all in, and I think I got it all in. I want to say thank you so much, Erica, for joining this live really quick and jumping on here and, talking to me and talking to your fans. Everybody, True to the Game 3 out now. Check it out. Support it, please.
Yes, go to the movies. And look, we get to go back to the movies right now. Take advantage of it. We were in a pandemic for almost a year and a half. Take a date. Take a group of people. Go see True to the Game 3. You'll love it. I promise.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much again, Erica. And we'll have to do this again with True to the Game 4, maybe.
Absolutely, maybe. But I'll be back with you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was so good to meet you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Same here. Bye. And
Bye.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays.